Yo, what's up guys, Gretchka here. In this video, I'm going to show you the best filters to use, what to look for, and how to find the next 100x meme coin before everyone else and get in early. I appreciate all the support on my videos, and let's get into it. Every single coin that runs to a few hundred K all the way up to multi-millions all start in these three sections right here. New pairs, moves to final stretch, then migrated. And if you're not using the Axiom Pro, you're at a massive disadvantage to catch these early. They have the fastest transaction speeds, the cheapest fees. You can get cashback Solana from trading, free Twitter tracker, wallet tracker. So yeah, I have a link in the description for 10% off fees. So on new pairs, click this filter section right here. On audit, you want to have the max age at 10 minutes, dev holding max 15, metrics, you want to have minimum volume of 8,000, minimum market cap of 8,200. And for the dev holding, you obviously want to make sure, they don't have like 5, 10%, but I just have it here in case something crazy comes out, dev sells, maybe it's a project or something. But yeah, now go on final stretch, filters, max age at 15 minutes, dev holding max 15%, metrics, and then go on minimum volume of 25,000 and minimum market cap of 15,000. And also make sure your protocols are on pump, bonk, and bags for each of these filters. Because at the bottom right here, so on Axiom, they give you this really nice data. So it shows the top launch pad. So if I click in the 24 hours, the top launch pads are pump, bonk, and bags right now. So these are the top launch pads, and then the top protocols, Meteora, Radium, Radium right here. But yeah, these are the top launch pads. So you always want to be in the meta. So the meta right now is bonk, pump fun, and bags. So you want to make sure those are selected up here. Go on migrated, same thing, same protocols, and now go on age, 360 minutes max. You can change this however much you like it, and dev holding 15% max. Usually you want to see, obviously you want to see 0% dev holding when it's a community coin like this. But yeah, metrics go on minimum volume of 150,000, minimum market cap of 50,000. And yeah, basically this just filters out coins in the migrated section, that's 50K or more. It's really good because anything under than that is pretty dead. And if it's showing some volume, you'll see it right here. And same thing for the new pairs, final stretch filters. It's all about high volume, right? So you want to be seeing quality. See on my screen, all I'm seeing is community coins. Like I'm just seeing better plays compared to, let's say I take off new pairs metrics. Look what happens. Boom. Literally just straight up shit show right here. Like I feel like I'm on Facebook Marketplace seeing just like random images, random items. Like I don't want this, I don't want this. So I want to filter it out. So that's why you change the metrics to how I put it. In a few minutes, I'm going to give you guys a detailed explanation on how to actually find them early. I'm just giving you the filters and the setup to actually spot them. So the second way is you go on Discover right here, top left, and you just want to be paying attention to trending and deck screener right here. So if you click on filter, so with these protocols, you can have them on like Pump, Bonk, yeah, Bags, Radium, and Jupiter, just in case they launch something else. Jupiter launches something. But yeah, you want to have pretty simple here. You just want to have top 10 holders max 35%, and you want to have dev holding max 5%. Obviously, like I was saying, if it's a community coin, you want to see the dev 0%. But yeah, just simple stuff. This this section is really nice. It basically just shows coins that are getting volume. So you can go on 1 minute, 5 minute, 30 minute, and it gives you like this whole section right here, and you can just look for coins. You guys are not going to get in early as new pairs, but if you want my opinion, even getting in like under 50K or under 100K, if it has that big potential, is worth it because you have the chance of getting sold on a lot, right? Like in the new pairs, let's say you buying at 7K or like 10K, let's say it dies off to 5K and then revives, and then basically revives without you because they sold on you. So obviously you want to get in early, like under like 50K, under 100K, under 30K, is like really good. So yeah, Same thing for deck screeners, it's the same filters. And yeah, you just want to be paying attention to the section right here. You just click on 5 minute volume, see what coins are coming out, what coins are getting a lot of volume, things like that. Your main focus though, you want to be looking at new pairs final stretch, you know, mainly, right? Obviously, I'll migrate it too when the coin migrates, but like the bread and butter of finding them early is in new pairs and final stretch. Because final stretch is right when they're about to migrate. It basically shows when they're about to bond, like this bar right here. This is where you will see all the action, and this is why I have the filter set up like this, because it filters out the bullshit, it gives you the quality. All right, I gave you guys the setup filters, what to look for, how to filter out the bullshit coins on Axiom, how to spot the runners early. Now let's move on to the actual core, the fundamentals, like what makes a coin run to the multi-millions, like how does a coin go from 100K all the way up to, 10 million, 20 million? So I'm going to be talking about number one right here is meta and narrative. So what is a meta? So meta is basically a trend, right? So meta and narrative they go hand in hand. So every time I'm on the charts, I like to think and ask myself, what is the meta of the day? Is there animals? Is there a lot of animal coins popular? Is it community coins? Meme financial terms, like ass DAC, like your ass, or like tit DAC, like they're basically people memeing Nasdaq, S&P 400, things like that. What is the meta of the day? That's how you look for. You just look for the migrated section. See what coins are coming out. Obviously this is just examples. There's like when you see more coins, you will know. What's the meta of the day. What's migrating. What's the narrative behind it? Why are they doing so well? So that's the meta of the day. You want to ask yourself, what is it? What is trending right now? And narrative is just the story of the coin. So I always ask myself, what potential does the story of the coin have? You want to rate the narrative from 1 to 10. One being terrible, 10 being crazy, memeable, the virality score is insane. Everyone's talking about it, everyone's posting about it. How big of an impact is it making on social media? How viral is it? Are the derivative coins being made off of it? So when a coin is running really high, people are going to start making derivatives. It's called a beta play. They're going to start making coins off of it to try to make some money. So so usually, let's say a coin's at the main runner's at 1 million, derivative coins usually run like 10% of the main runner's market cap. Like it's around 5 to 10%. So yeah, just how memeable is it? How memeable is the story of the coin? What's the meta? How how far can this trend go, of the coin? So community for number two. This is the reason why the coins will get more attention on social media because there's a community backing it. So I always ask myself, is a community growing members? I'm looking at the numbers, I'm looking at the rate of growth. Are they growing slowly? Are they growing fast? When you click on the X community attached to the coin, I always look at the numbers. Did the person create a specific Twitter account for the coin? Like this coin right here. Let me show you guys. So this boss, Ibiza final boss, there's an actual account for it. The coin started running, so they made an account for it. This coin is currently at 30 million. It's insane. It's about this this guy dancing in a club in Ibiza, this video. So he just looks super memeable, he has like a this bowl cut with these glasses, he's making this face. He has like a bag on, he has jewelry, sipping a cup. He has like a very memeable face. He's making a kind of a funny face. He's enjoying the music. He just looks super memeable, right? When do you guys see a person with a bowl cut, and just vibing at a club? Is it this guy? So yeah, this coin literally Moonshaw is posting this like CoinDesk, like it's crazy. News article right here. 3.5 million followers. Like this coin is the virality is insane, and yeah, you'll see this on the deck screener. But yeah, that's an example. So people will make they'll make an account for the coin? Is the person of the coin posting a lot, you know? Is he posting daily? Is he reposting? Is he responding to comments? Things like that. It's really important. Are the people in the community, with 100 members, even 10 members, 20, 100, few hundred members, 1,000 members, are they all posting? Are they posting bullish signs about the coin? Being really hopeful of the coin. They see the potential. They're memeing the coin, making and editing pictures about it, things like that. Are big social accounts posting about it? That's like the next level. It goes from like a community that's growing, they're posting content, memeable, and it starts getting more attention. Just like this Ibiza final boss, starting getting attention of, huge companies. They already have 4,000 followers, and the coin came out 2 days ago. Like, it's crazy. So we got meta, we got narrative, we got community. Now we're going to move on to the volume right here. So volume is the price action of the coin. How big are the buys and sell candles? What's the 5 minute, the 1 hour volume, the 6+ hour, the 24 hour, how fast is the price action looking? Are the candles moving quickly? Is it aggressive buying action? Or is it really slow? Is it more calm and steady buys? Maybe the coin is not getting a lot of attention and it's moving very steadily. It's holding a really good support level. It's not breaking too many lows. It's slowly breaking highs. Is the coin dying slowly? Or are the candles aggressively selling and the dip is plus 50% down, 70, 80%? Is the coin dying? Or is the coin getting momentum? Is it always breaking all-time highs? You always want to see the price action of the coin, and you can see this in, like, let's say I click on a coin right here, what the fork. So let's see what the fork is doing. You can click these. Let me move this down. You can click this section right here, 5 minute, 1 hour, 6, 24 hour volume. So this just shows the total buys, the total sells, how much volume there's in 1 hour. This coin came out like an hour ago, 600K volume in 1 hour, 6 hour volume, 24 hours, if it survives that far, right? So this coin's called What the Fork, on a mission to feed the world, so no one has to fork alone. Every trade feeds someone. They made like this website right here, What the Fork. Pretty funny, pretty cool. You always want to be paying attention to the buys and sells, the candles. Maybe zoom out on the chart, see how is it looking. Looks like it was getting a lot of volume here before migration, and after migration started getting bullish momentum, and then it sells off pretty aggressive at maximum dip level. You want to see coins that fall to at least like max 62%. So this came down to, oh, this went down a lot more. But yeah, as long as, yeah, like 67%. Yeah, as long as you don't see the coin going past like 70, 80%, then it's like dead, Like like 68, 70% is like like absolute max. Like that's like the That's like the lowest chance for the coin to actually resend. But if the narrative is good, it will. So you want to be looking at the charts, seeing marking out lows. After migration, this is more accurate, support and resistance levels. See how is it reacting. All right, you got meta, you got narrative, you got community, you got volume, price action of the coin. Now let's move on to the last one, is just basically just examples, right? I'm just going to show you guys examples. So these four coins that I'm showing you, these are all very recent coins. So the first one, boss, Ibiza final boss, I just showed you guys this super memeable coin right here of that guy. You click on it right here. I saw this at like a few hundred K. I was just looking at the charts for a little bit. I wasn't really, looking at the charts, scanning like that, because I had stuff to do. But yeah, so this coin, let's go on the 5 minute chart. So this coin was being stuck at like a mil, like 500K to a mil. And the community just started growing more. Like this guy, whoever made this account, created an account for it, made a banner, made everything look nice. It started getting a lot of attention. The video itself, so when the video goes pretty viral. And now the coin, people start making a community about the coin, and the virality just explodes. So this guy dancing in a club just gets, he's very like memeable looking guy. Kraken posting about it right here. Got everyone just posting about it, making these funny pictures. Look at this. If you got in at a million, what is it at right now? 20 million. So it peaked at 40 million. So let's say you saw this even at a million. What is that? 30x, 30, yeah, 3,000%, near 3,000% right here. And that was at 1 million. Like, what if you saw this in the new pairs and final stretch section? You could have gone in at 100K, 70K. I was holding these lows right here. What if you mark this out right here? And you were just like, okay, I'm gonna watch these levels. Okay, 700K goes to a mill, psychological level, sells off, dips really hard, dips really good, everyone taking their profits out. And this is when people stop trading the coin and it starts turning into a holding game, buy and hold, more buyers than sellers happening. So like could have marked this low right here and see how it reacts. Does it bounce off of this line right here at this low? Oh, it does. Perfect. Okay. You can get in right here even if you want to. You can even get in right here. Maybe you mark this line out right here and you see this is not getting disrespected. You wait for another pullback. This can be another entry right here. And then you mark this low right here. You see it's respecting it. Boom, you get in 450K. Look at that. It never dipped down from there. It just kept going up and up and up and went to 40 million. Like this is crazy. So the second example is Troll. Right, if you go on Deck Screener, you'll see a 24-hour volume. This thing's going crazy. So Troll right here. Obviously, guys, this troll face. Someone made a coin about this 3 months ago. And by the way, that Ibiza coin, by the way, that was 2 days ago, right? And it's at 30 mil. Insane. But yeah, this troll coin is 3 months ago. It was a slow cook. 17K followers on their account. And it's at 144 mil on the 15-minute chart. So this, let's go on 30 minutes actually. So this was cruising around like 10 million. Like when it came out, it's got an instant pump to 40 mil, right? And the market slowly were dying down, came back to 10 mil. Oh, this is a really long chart. Let me go on like the 4 hour chart. Yeah, 4 hour chart. Yeah, 3 months ago this coin. So obviously everyone knows Troll. This is like one of the most popular memes in the world. Everyone knows this. Why wouldn't it explode? I saw this and forgot about this coin because like obviously, I'm a scalper usually. Usually I'll be out in and out of the coin in the day, but if I see something really good, I'll hold it. It's a really small chance though, but yeah, this coin, if I was paying attention to it, you can even get in right here. You can see how the coin was moving, mark these 10 million lows right here and see how it just respects it beautifully. It always just did not break this low. And eventually, a few months later, as coins started pumping, launch pads are getting really successful, volume coming in, different coins running, like that Ibiza one, 30 mil, like there's other coins like that running that high. Obviously this one has the like maximum virality score, a 10 out of 10 narrative, 10 out of 10 community, virality scores 10 out of 10. Everything is 10 out of 10 about this. And eventually it breaks through. Even if you get in at 10 million, it went to, yeah, 200 million is crazy, 190 million. So the third one is Uranus. You guys probably seen that this is a really recent one. This was a month ago, right here. This was on the Jupiter platform. Basically, Jupiter, a month ago, they recently brought in a launch pad that you can launch coins on. You can have your own coin. You'll see it if you have the protocol selected. There's Jupiter, the planet, and then someone made Uranus, and then the actual Jupiter launchpad accounts, the main accounts started posting about this. They were like hard shilling this. Like it's crazy. They were shilling this so hard. But yeah, like hour chart, was in this 8 million level right here. You can even get really good really good plays on these high volume coins. You can size in because well from 8 million, 50% is 4 million. Obviously, it didn't break these lows right here. But yeah, as the market started picking up, more volume coming in, this exploded too. This is Jupiter's main runner coin. The fourth one, this one is called Little Buck. This literally just came out yesterday. Let's see where it's at right here, 10 hours ago. 10 hours ago to 800K. This went to yeah, 2 million, 2.5 million, right? Look at that exact level right here. Psychological number. Gotta pay attention to that. 2.5 million fails to break the high. Gets a big dip down. 75% dip. But the thing is about this narrative, why it's still holding, is because this buck named Little Buck the deer. So he was killed by the US government. There's like an article about it. So it's kind of like the Peanut V2, You guys know Peanut the squirrel, the one that went to like a billion plus market cap. This is basically another type of play like that. This already went to 2 million. You could have got in after migration, at 100K. But obviously, if you guys want to get in early in these plays, like you can literally get into this in new pairs in final stretch. You can buy in at 30K. You see the potential. Obviously, it won't dump, right? If it's getting a lot of volume and the narrative is there. Obviously, you got to have that risk in. Have a good stop loss, good mentality. Just sit on your hands. Buy and sit on your hands. Overbought at 20K is eating fat. Eating fat. These highs keeps getting breaking. 30% dip. See how it holds this low. You can mark this low out right here. See how it holds that dip. Oh, look at that. It just got a fat candle. This wallet I tracked. Yeah, bought 5K at 769K. Got a massive pump here. Low got respected. A lot of opportunities you can get in. Meta, narrative, community, volume. This all comes into play. So those four sections I give you guys, meta, narrative, community, volume, you know, that is how you find these high S tier narratives. And these filters I gave you on the discover page too, trending, deck screener, pulse. The main action is on pulse right here. This is how you find those crazy narrative plays. You want to be in a coin to send to the multi-millions, or even a few hundred K. Doesn't even have to be a few hundred K. Like minimum 2x, you'll easily find it here. 10x, you can find it here. 20, 30x. 2 to 10x is doable a day. Even like, yeah, 2 to 5x if you want to be more safe. Like it's very doable. So yeah, guys, I have the link to Axiom Pros in the description. I have a link to the Discord too if you guys want to join up. We're a community growing, full of traders, meme coin traders. Slowly but surely we're growing. So yeah, guys, I'll catch you guys in the next video. I appreciate all the love and support. Stay hydrated in the trenches, and peace out.